This Week in Richmond is made possible in part by Dignity Memorial, caring for our communities with a network of funeral homes and cemeteries in Virginia and throughout North America. More information about Dignity Memorial's providers is online at dignitymemorial.com. The Virginia Chamber of Commerce, the voice of the Virginia business community, working in legislative, regulatory, and political arenas to promote the free enterprise system. Information at vachamber.com. Virginia hospitals and health systems provide jobs. They support our economy and promote public health. Local hospitals are always open to help people with unexpected health needs. Having a stable healthcare network is vital. Virginia hospitals are our lifeline.
It's amazing what my students with special needs can accomplish. Their pride is priceless. That's why I teach.
Brought to you by the Virginia Education Association, because a good education is good for everybody.
Additional support is provided by these sponsors. And by the members of Virginia's public television stations. Thank you.
Welcome to This Week in Richmond, and a very special welcome back to Rita McClenny, President and CEO of Virginia Tourism Corporation, the tourism guru of the Commonwealth of Virginia. We're just so glad to have you here. We touched some on tourism on the film side just a few weeks back, but we're really glad to look at all other aspects of tourism. So start where you want to and tell us what is happening.
Well, thanks, David. It's great to be here with you on the show. What a great show, and I always look forward to tuning in. Tourism is big business in Virginia. We're the 5th largest employer in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And in 2015, 217,000 jobs are directly related to those working in the tourism and hospitality industry. And it's a $23 billion industry. And it's a part of the governor's new economy. So we are charging, we're doing great, and the summer so far has been terrific for travel in Virginia.
Well, and I think that many people don't understand the economic side. They understand all the great places that we can go in Virginia, all from coast to mountains and everything in between up the Shenandoah Valley, but don't really recognize the 5th largest employer.
Yes,
yeah.
And that's the thing, David. It is about the economic impact of the industry in the state. Because the one thing about travelers, they come, they visit. We don't have to build schools, roads, or anything permanent related to their visitation. They're like a great in-law. They come, stay for a while, and then they go home.
Right.
And then the impact of what their spending results in is revenue to, again, to the state's general fund. So $1.9 billion in taxes is collected, state and local, as a result of the tourism industry. So you can see it's a very high impact, very much a great business for the state to be in. Our proximity on the East Coast is fantastic because we have great infrastructure like Dulles Airport, Reagan Airport, and all of our other airports around the Commonwealth. And mostly we are a drive destination, and of course by rail. So we have so many ways to travel around the Commonwealth that all of them are very much utilized in getting customers to where we want them to visit and the attractions and places we want them to see in Virginia.
Yeah. Over the years, I've seen where not only governors but also members of the General Assembly, it doesn't matter what their political party is, they really are interested in helping to promote tourism. And I know practically every year you're needing more funds to be able to do that, and to be able to return that much on the investment, we should give you all you need.
We very much are a bipartisan topic around the General Assembly and in the governor's administration. And Governor McCullough has been a great promoter and a great friend of tourism, and he understands the benefit. When we travel internationally, you will see him open up talking about Virginia's history and how we are the birthplace of the nation. And I know you will see a part of that in a clip that's being shown, but it really does demonstrate what people are invited to come and see and experience when we travel, and to talk about all the assets that we have around the Commonwealth. Then it gets into, what are those products? What are the real features that we're talking about as we travel? We talk about wine, beer, outdoor, mountains, beaches. So all of these are a part of the attraction. And for summer travel, we see people who are coming out and planning their vacations. And our spring campaign is one that we really are excited about rolling out, and that's when people are planning. So that April time frame is when a lot of summer travel is being planned. And as I said, so far, summer has been terrific for the Commonwealth. And the 4th of July is the strongest one that we've seen in at least 10 years.
Oh, that's excellent. On those international trips that the governor takes for economic development, I imagine you're there promoting tourism in every one of them. And those of us from Virginia and others who've moved here know that Virginia is the mother of presidents. We know we have a great deal of history, but it's not just history that they come for. It's for everything else.
It's everything. And we are such a destination for, family vacations, because we look at various categories of travelers. So we have the thrill seekers. We have those who are young and free. The millennials, everyone talks about, how do you tap into the millennial dollar? Because they are very much into travel and having unique experiences. But our bread and butter, what we're really known, is a family destination. And it's a place where people can come for a long weekend, for a week, or for 2 weeks. People come to Virginia and they've bought their second or third home. We have so many graduates of our fine universities and colleges who come back for reunions, or they come and they make it home and they want to come back with friends and relatives, and also friends and families. That's another great reason that people come and visit Virginia. But that tried and true American honor is to have that time of leisure where you can spend time with your family and your loved ones. And you want to go to a place where you can make these really treasured memories. And we want people to build legacies so they continue to come back year after year in Virginia. And that also can lead to an investment from a business. And we know that we understand the quality of life that comes with what we have come to appreciate by being Virginians. And people who travel here also come to learn and to love that as well.
I'm sure our viewers have that tourism website already linked on their computers. They should be sending it out to their friends and relatives, because it's such a fantastic site where you can look for events, or you can pick a region of the Commonwealth that you're interested in, and it's got to be one of the best websites. It's available packed with all kinds of information.
All kinds of great information at virginia.org. We have over 14 million visitors who come to that website. And we also we're very active on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, hashtag LoveVA. Go there and talk about your favorite Virginia vacation. And so we're very much into the use of technology really to promote Virginia attractions. And it's really a way for travelers to engage with each other, and they get to share their stories in the moment that is happening with their loved ones. And that's going on while people are here on the ground in Virginia visiting. So we get to add ideas and extra things for them to do. And again, while they're on their vacation, they may stop at a Welcome Center, and the Welcome Center team, they're our first line ambassadors. Not only can they read a map upside down, but they can suggest all the great places at any region in the state that you're visiting to go and check out.
And we have some great welcome centers, and I know that one down on the North Carolina-Virginia line, that center is being rebuilt and expanded, and it's one we need to catch those people coming up from the south.
So across 95, and then when you cross 85 into Virginia, that's Bracy, and then 95 is Skippers. And we have some very, again, wonderful assets within the Welcome Center. And a great partner of ours is VDOT. And the one thing about Virginia Tourism, we partner with Department of Agriculture, VDOT, Department of Conservation and Recreation with the state parks. So the list just goes on and on. DMV, there is no end, because on the History Mobile for the commemoration of the Civil War, the sesquicentennial. We had a partnership with DMV and the long distance truck that was retrofitted as a virtual welcome center.
Wow. Well, now, the travel, you mentioned springtime travel. Is there some certain features for each of the seasons of the year that are promoted by tourism?
Oh yeah, so we have a campaign for not only spring and summer, but fall and winter. So we promote those attractions. Fall is a beautiful time, as you know, going towards all of Virginia, but particularly in the mountain regions. If you're going to Southwest Virginia, which has so many great assets, you know, the town of St. Paul, Big Stone Gap, where a movie was made of the same name. Also going to the great Breaks Interstate Park that we share on the border of Tennessee. So they're just year-round opportunities to see so many great things across the Commonwealth. Any time of the year is a great time to travel in Virginia.
Well, now there's something about drive tourism too that we want to talk about.
Yes, we're going to see a clip here about drive tourism, and it's going to explain a really important initiative across Virginia. So we'll take time out to take a look at this piece.
If you had to guess, how much money would you say is spent in Virginia each day by our travelers? Would you believe those beach-going, mountain hiking, oyster-eating, wine-drinking, art-adoring, music-loving travelers bring more than $60 million into our local communities each day? More than $60 million! Amazing, right? But Virginia faces strong competition from neighbors who are trying to lure away our travelers. Travelers our local economies depend on. We can't just sit back and let that happen, especially when we have so much more to offer. It's time to do something bold and grow our visitors' spending. Traditional thinking says, show them an awesome new marketing campaign, but we're going beyond that. We've got a plan that shifts the way we think about tourism, focusing as much on product development, like new lodging, attractions, and nightlife, as we do on marketing to build the best visitor experience ever. Welcome to the Drive Tourism Initiative. It's the blueprint we need to win. And we know because it grew out of extensive research, including tons of traveler data, input from more than 1,000 Virginia stakeholders, and tourism development plans from across the globe. Sound like enough information to make your head explode? That's okay. Drive Tourism was able to boil all of that down into 3 key takeaways. First, authenticity. We need to keep it real and be who we are. Second, connectivity. When our attractions and interests partner together, we offer experiences that are unbeatable. And third, the visitor experience, identifying where we have potential gaps and where we have game changers. We start by helping communities identify their lures, the #1 thing that is attracting travelers to their communities. That lure becomes the hub, drawing visitors in. Communities connect that hub to the spokes, sending visitors out to eat, shop, stay, see, and explore. Using this hub and spoke thinking, a lure is transformed into an authentic, connected visitor experience. More importantly, this is what travelers want. Communities are changing the way we think about tourism in Virginia. In the past year, 23 communities focused on game-changing tourism products like new event spaces, theater renovations, and revitalized downtowns. We now have nearly 100 new projects moving the tourism industry forward. Virginia has embraced a new mindset. Product development and marketing working hand in hand is the bold new thinking our industry demands. This is how we stay competitive. And this is how we will maximize the tourism potential in Virginia and keep our travelers coming back for more.
That was a great clip. Anything you want to comment on about it, Rita?
Yeah, it was a statewide initiative. 23 communities tapped into being a part of this Ideas Bank. And what we did is we went out and we captured all of this information about each region around the Commonwealth. And they worked together with their teams in their region to identify what assets they wanted to promote and what they felt that they were best at. So that was the genesis of Drive Tourism. And you can see it was an incredibly successful opportunity for Virginia to know more about itself.
Talk with some about some of the trends that are being seen in tourism. I'm sure that you and your staff stay right on top of that, and you learn from what's happening in other states and probably in other countries as well. But what are some of the trends that might be a little different now than they were, say, a decade or 2 decades ago?
Yeah, trends are an important thing to stay in touch with, and we see a lot about connectivity. People want to continue to be connected, not only to those that they're on vacation with, but to their friends and family. So social media, technology, our website now is fully mobile. So we have strategic partnerships with Google and Yahoo, Travel Desk, Travel Zoo. So there are a whole host of companies that didn't even exist some years ago that are providing ways for connectivity, not only to the product, but to the experiences that travelers are having. Also, we see a trend in wanting unique experiences where people want authentic experiences of the place that they go. They want to vacation like a local. They want to find the unknown, the undiscovered. Every person going on vacation wants to go home with that story of something that they ate or something that they saw that no one else could see unless you were at that place at that given time. So that makes for a very unique experience. And it also makes the ability for us to connect a new reason to vacation, to come for that second, third, and fourth trip, really viable, because again, it gives us really a network and a body to drive from with this unique experience that they're looking to have.
You know, talking about the connectivity, I remember the legislative session just passed, and your colleagues in the state parks were trying to get some funding to make sure there was wireless in all the places. And I think that's still maybe an ongoing issue that's trying to be resolved, but some of the very delightful places in the Commonwealth of Virginia, there's not that connectivity that those of us who are traveling, as well as people that we're bringing in from other places, really are looking for. So that is important.
Absolutely. And again, it's a way that people are telling their vacation story.
Right.
Not just, taking the photograph with a 35mm camera, going home, then having it printed out and then sharing it and putting it in the photo album.
Yes.
Everyone's carrying their photo album with them in their pocket.
Right.
So it's really a great way. And also we see that communities connecting themselves together, because if a person is traveling to one destination, they're going to do at least 3 or 4 activities around that primary spot. So let's just say, for example, they're going to Charlottesville. They will probably head out to Roanoke, to Stanton, to Luray, to Shenandoah National Park, Waynesboro. They will broaden out their trip to take in a lot of activities. And what a great place. Virginia, with our over 280 wineries, 100 craft breweries, now over 40 distilleries and cideries are coming on like gangbusters. It's just, there's so many things to do and see, and culinary is a real trend that we see that's continuing. We are, this week, with the First Lady of Virginia, Dorothy McCullough, and Secretary Haymore, we're going out to open region number 8 called Tangier. It's considered the middle Chesapeake Bay, and it's going to be a new oyster region, and we'll have a total of 8, because there's a fantastic oyster trail that is hundreds of miles long that connects arts, crafts, museums, restaurants, lodging, and great places to have Virginia oysters.
So there are walking trails, biking trails, and I guess other trails that almost where you get in your car and you drive from one spot to another.
Absolutely. And you can also get on a dead rise boat with a Virginia waterman and spend the day or part of a day with them to see how they conduct their business and how they go out and they harvest oysters. So it really is an immersive experience that you can have by going and taking part of what's happening on the oyster trail. And you can get more information on the oyster trail by going to virginia.org as well, /oysters. So virginia.org/oysters.
Now that's new, isn't it? I mean, you're telling me and perhaps our viewers too about some new experience that's available.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a new
exciting.
experience, and the governor announced it last year. So it's underway. And again, this number 8 oyster region is new, and it's another reason to get on the trail or get back on the trail.
Right. You mentioned the time, the celebration, or remembering about the Civil War.
Yes.
There's other historical events that are tied in with tourism too. So what's some of the successful tourism connections with our history?
Yes, and Virginia, number 1, is known for history. Any place we go around the world, Virginia is known for our founding fathers, for the birthplace of America, and the commemoration of 2019 is going back to many reasons that from 1619 that are going to be looked upon as important year to commemorate the first Africans, the legislative body of government, the first Thanksgiving, and the first women to America. So a part of 2019 commemoration will envelop all of those important characteristics and reasons to talk about, again, Virginia history and a reason to come and visit. And also underway, we have the World War I and World War II commemoration, which will be the 100th anniversary of World War I and the 75th anniversary of World War II. So again, all the places around Virginia, this was created by the General Assembly. There's a commission. And really the purpose is to draw attention to those who fought in both wars and remembering those patriots, and also going to the places that commemorate their activities around the state. So it's a statewide commemoration.
So while that's involving tourism, I would think that much of what you said would also involve school children or school teenagers who would really be even through the tourism site would be learning about historical commemorations.
That's so true, David. And we have so many youth groups that come to Virginia during the school year. So we have that, but also in the classroom. But again, it's an immersive firsthand experience where you can go and see those persons who, again, were a part of these wars, but the places that were touched by that. You know, Bedford County would be a perfect example with the World War II memorial.
Well, I hadn't thought about those youth groups coming to, but Williamsburg, Jamestown, Yorktown,
big
all
business.
of that.
Yorktown, yes, big business.
And here in the capital city, we see school groups coming almost constantly.
Oh, yes, yes.
And being able to learn from even the monuments that are on Capitol Square and learn more.
Absolutely. And they make for great future tourists and investors in Virginia. So we like to catch them when they're very young and start teaching about Virginia, and again, all the great reasons to come back with your family. And the other part to that is also sports tourism. So sports tourism is also very big business of Virginia. So a lot of communities have built soccer fields, lacrosse, swimming, you name it. Basketball is very big with AAU in the coastal Virginia, Hampton Roads area. So sports tourism is also big business for Virginia.
Well, in our closing minute, a minute and a half, what could we as Virginians be doing more even to help encourage tourism? Because it helps pay for the services of the state.
Yes.
And we really need to do that. So what would be your elevator pitch to people around the Commonwealth who don't have the opportunity to work for Virginia Tourism Corporation, but are really interested in helping to promote tourism more than we're doing right now, let's say?
Plan your next vacation in Virginia by going to virginia.org for every Virginian, and also word of mouth. And everything that you can find in a vacation, you can find it in Virginia. And I think we are all ambassadors for the Commonwealth of Virginia. We love our state, we love our quality of life, and we want to share it with those around the world. But I would say the first best thing you can do is plan your next vacation in Virginia at virginia.org.
Yes, whether it's at the ocean before this season ends, or whether it's in the mountains to get away from the humidity, wherever it is, just to plan it and to enjoy it, and then to tell your friends about it too.
Absolutely, and do it again and again.
Yes. Oh, Rita McClenny, we thank you so much for what you do on behalf of all of us in heading the Virginia Tourism Corporation, and thank you for being a guest on This Week in Richmond.
Because Virginia's for lovers.
Yes, yes, and there's many different themes on that too.
That's right. Thank you, David.
Yes, thank you, Rita.
This Week in Richmond is made possible in part by Dignity Memorial, caring for our communities with a network of funeral homes and cemeteries in Virginia and throughout North America. More information about Dignity Memorial's providers is online at dignitymemorial.com. The Virginia Chamber of Commerce, the voice of the Virginia business community. For jobs, the economy, and public health, Virginia Hospitals, our lifeline.
The Virginia Education Association, because a good education is good for everybody.
Additional support is provided by these sponsors. And by the members of Virginia's public television stations. Thank you.